Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Danny Corum.
I'm Aiden Cronin.
And today we're here with Red Prism, and why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm the guitarist and vocalist, Amadeus.
I'm the lead guitarist, Seth.
And I'm the drummer, Tyler.
Eminem knockoff.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, so tell us where this all started. Like, where did the name Red Prism come from? How did y'all get into doing this?
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, didn't we just use an app?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just an app. We couldn't come up with a name. We spent probably an entire day trying to come up with a name, and then used an app generator, and then just put all of them together. We had 15 names that just down a list on your notepad.
If not more.
Yeah, we had 15 names, and they all sounded like shit. Until eventually we combined two of them.
Yeah.
There's no history behind it. It's just Red and Prism.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no history.
Yeah, I remember that night. We were taking a late night walk,
Yeah.
and we stayed where we were for 2 hours trying to find a good name that was suitable.
Yeah. That was, I'd say half a year ago maybe?
Yeah, I'd say.
Half a year ago when we renamed to that.
All right, killer.
That's nice.
What got you into this? I mean, what made y'all want to start doing this?
Me personally, I've just always liked music.
Yeah.
My family's always been in music. I mean, as you know.
Yeah.
My dad was into music. My uncle, he's heavy into music. That's my main inspiration. It's just, it's in the family, and I think the only grandkid of the family that plays, as far as I know.
That's insane.
No one else. What about you, Seth?
Well, my dad was honestly what got me and my brother into music, because my brother, obviously being the older one, got started early.
Yeah.
And I remember he was 14, and I was however old that time, and I saw my dad and my brother both play music, and I got really inspired to take that on. And I had my dad teach me, because at the time my dad was actually a bassist in a band, and so I was like, hey, can you teach me? And he taught me a little bit, and then I just taught myself the rest of the way.
That's killer, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. The drummer.
Shit.
Just shit.
That's what it is. Shit.
That's what got me into music. Shit.
It's cool, I guess.
I started playing drums my junior year of high school,
Okay.
and I was already friends with this fucker right here. So then you and him got me a drum set,
Yep.
and I started learning there. But ever since then, I've just fell in love.
That's even better. It's crazy to see how far things have changed
Dude,
over the
seriously.
years. It's crazy to think we went from playing, what did we even call it? Psychedelic punk or something
Yeah.
like that.
Something like that.
Oh, the old bongo crab.
Yep. I still got my shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't ever know what happened to my tank top that I'd made. I still have that death metal thing I'd made for us. The one where it looks like a giant serrated butthole.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's an awful image.
Some kind of Slam album cover.
Oh yes, Mongo Crab, the descent into the rectum.
That's metal as fuck.
So tell me about your tone. I mean, what's some stuff y'all? Not you. Nobody cares about your drum sound.
Fuck you, then. You can have that back.
I like your drum sound. It's okay.
Does
like
your
the
snare
pearl
sound
set.
like a trash can lid, Mr.
No.
Ulrich?
Not anymore. Not anymore, dude. He's got a pretty decent snare now.
Well, we're excited to hear it today, man.
I would like to say that that's the newest addition of our equipment is the drum set.
It's a really nice set,
Yeah.
honestly.
That was a very nice kid.
Takes up at least a quarter of my entire living space.
What
So it better
what
be
kind
good.
of wood is it?
I'm
If
not
you don't
sure.
mind me
I
asking.
don't know.
I
Whatever
love the
Chrome
finish on it.
uses.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's the same as your old one. I think it's the same. It's a little older, maybe.
You know that blue one I bought from you?
I do remember.
It's that but
Basically
red,
the same
but a little
model.
older.
Okay. Tell me about y'all's guitars and stuff, like your rigs.
Right now I'm currently playing that Flying V over there. I don't know what brand it is. No idea, since the headstock's super fucked up. And I just put a comic book page over it to cover the damage.
I got you.
But the rest of it's remained the same, other than the license plate that me and him added. My PV 23-year-old guitar.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of me and Tyler trying to work on the humbucker in it. We just put the pickup in it. We just got to raise it up. But those are, I guess, the two main guitars that I play is the PV23 and then the Flying V.
What about your your amp, your pedals? Like, what kind of sound do you normally go for when y'all go for what you're looking for? Like, because to my eyes, when I hear y'all's music, and me and Cronin both agreed on it, the vibe I get when we listen to y'all, the biggest thing I see is a mix of Pink Floyd with like a little bit of like newer doom metal, like 90s doom metal. That's the first thing that I fell in love when I heard a few of your songs, and I automatically knew I was going to get hooked on listening to you guys.
I think for me, Pink Floyd, they're definitely an inspiration. They're one of mine. There's tons of bands that inspire me, and there's tons of bands that inspire you all. We never really thought about genre and tried to make a sound. We never sat down and collectively decided we're going to have this style of music.
Yeah.
We kind of just play.
I got you.
And then it just slowly developed over time. At least that's how it is from my perspective.
I got you.
But my tone for my guitar that I usually try to go for is something that's a little on the brighter side, not as deep and dark, something like a Gibson.
Got you.
More of the Fender sound, but with a little bit of a punch in there. That's usually what I go for. I use a fuzz pedal for all of my distortion.
I got you.
And then,
because you use like the copy of the Boss Hyper Fuzz, don't you?
Yeah, the Behringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the Behringer distortion. It's a cheap pedal.
Which
but it's
personally,
nice.
I feel like that's a very underrated company.
Yes.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing like getting the actual thing, like the thing it's based on. But
I have plenty of name brand pedals.
That's my
and
thing.
They're great, but the Behringer is on par with them, and it's half the price.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cheap, it's affordable, and it works. It's a plastic shell, so
That's the only thing that I don't like about their pedals.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like you're curb stomping your pedal board.
As long as I don't stomp it too hard, it's fine. Only thing it does that bothers me is it squeaks a lot.
Oh yeah.
When I press down on it, as to where the Boss pedals, they're metal and they don't do that.
Clean, yeah.
But I mean, in total, $25, you can't really beat that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for what you're
compared to what my pedal board is with just 4 pedals, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I run a Behringer Tube Screamer copy through the front, and it goes like the Tube Screamer, the Big Muff Nano PI, and I have another Behringer pedal. It's the chorus pedal, and it works great. And then I run through a tuner pedal.
My chorus pedal is also very cheap too.
Yeah.
Got it from your brother.
Yep.
Yeah, it's First Act.
Now, see, that's a company that used to be like on top of the world.
Yes.
Because I mean, you had like the First Act Custom Shop, like Matt Pike from High on Fire and Sleep, Brent Hines from Mastodon, and Fiend Without a Face. I don't know if Bill Kelleher from Mastodon had one, but
I think he had one.
he may have.
I think he
I'm
only
about
had
certain
one,
he
though.
had one. But like I don't know what happened. I mean, and Steve Reese, I believe his name. He's from Does It Doom. He has done a lot of he's done a lot of videos on like the DC9 and like the DC12 stuff that they made, and it's like they sound amazing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, those were the first pedals that my brother had whenever he started. And then he started getting newer pedals, or better pedals, I should say. Like, he had a Digitech Whammy at one point.
Those are so fun.
I know.
Those are fun, dude.
I think literally the only reason why he got it was because of Tom Morello.
Oh god.
and I mean, whenever I heard him playing, Know Your Enemy,
Killer songs.
He is. My brother is one of the best guitarists that I know personally. Like, he's insane. And I remember whenever he got that, it took him maybe like 4 or 5 days, and dude, it sounded just like a Rage Against the Machine song. Like, he got it down pat.
Rage is awesome, dude. I mean, there's a lot of good inspirations in there too. What kind of pedal board? You got a decent pedal board now, don't you?
Yeah. So far, I'm just rocking the. I got a Rat Distortion, the Dime Crybaby from Hell, 10-band EQ, and a noise suppressor. It's a Behringer noise suppressor. I actually bought from him not too long ago.
I noticed it didn't do anything with my setup.
I like those Rat pedals.
That was one of my first.
It's such a classic circuit too.
Yeah.
Which there's a bunch of modern companies who've done their own take on it. Like Fuzzlord Effects has their own. I think JHS has made one too, or they may have made like a Big Muff kind of style one, but I don't know. But
I got a whole graduation haul from my dad when I graduated high school. I got to pick any guitar and a few pedals. So I got the Sinister Gates.
That was making me jealous.
Nice.
I got the Sinister Gates Schecter, and my only problem is I'm still trying to figure out how to change strings and adjust the action, everything on a Floyd Rose.
I hate
Floyd Rose. The floating
I remember
bridge.
your Floyd Rose that you brung over.
oh my god!
Remember you breaking your string.
I had a PV Explorer, and it had some hockey team logo on the top of it, and it was sick, dude. I mean, it was genuinely a cool guitar. And me and Gabe sat there, and the entire time, I felt my blood pressure going higher and higher, because every time I'd clip a string and put another one on, I'd play it, and then I'd be like, I literally threw the guitar on the ground, and I took it back. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this.
I
This
don't
is
blame
awful.
you. I love that Schecter. I love it to death, but God, that Floyd is just a pain. I have it right now in D standard and drop C.
Oh yeah, good tuning.
Because I started it with just in standard and drop D because sevenfold. I learned 5 7-fold songs. I was like, I need to go lower. And I sat there for like 4 hours trying to figure everything out, like different YouTube tutorials. I got like 5 screwdrivers in the back of this thing, pulling and pushing the springs, trying to get everything to level out. And I'm like, this sucks, dude.
Working on the Floyd Rose is like creating a saw trap.
Because it caught my pinky in there. Because I'm like getting in there trying to pull this spring. Next thing you know, the other one just snaps my pinky in there. I'm like, oh god.
Now see, a guitar that I absolutely love is my PVT60. That 79 one I have.
That guitar's great.
The Bigsby
Weighs half a ton.
Oh yeah, that guitar is heavy, and it suits the fat dude too. It's just, but the way I tune, I literally do not tune in like 6-string tuning anymore.
No,
I think that PV's in like A standard.
Yeah,
and then the 7-string I have that I use, it's in some form of like drop G or G standard. I don't know. Yeah. It's low, but I'm like changing string gauge all the time. The
bridge cables,
literally.
But he seriously, he needs to start putting like bass strings on his.
I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna have to just start using like baritone strings. It's like insane. The T60 has the Bigsby on it. I thought I hated changing strings on a Floyd. I hate changing strings on a Bigsby, dude. Because it's got the little pins on the bottom of the bar where you do the whammy stuff. Well, if you don't bend the string with like a pencil to round it, when you go to tighten it, ting, it just comes off.
Oh.
And I spent like an hour and a half trying to perfect how to get it, and I finally did. But the next gauge I'm probably going to get on there is 13 to 72, maybe 13 to 68.
God damn. Yeah. I play 11s.
I'm in the same boat.
Lightweight.
The guitar I'm building tomorrow is getting 12s on it. So
oh yeah, 12s.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, you guys are starting to work on the baritone register of tuning now, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because from where you got the 7-string and stuff like that, you're tuning a little. It gives you a little bit of a different like outlook on certain things. Like once you finally get like a 7-string and stuff like that, it's like once you go from playing 6-string for so many years to playing a 7-string, it's so weird.
Very.
Because the necks are so awful.
Yes, I think that's awful.
The 8 strings, the 8 strings are like a 2x4. It's ridiculous.
Like, no, you got to play with your whole hand like this. You can't put your thumb on the back of the neck. You just got to sit here and like do this.
Yeah. I was actually at Guitar Center the other day, and I picked up a Jackson Dinky that was 8-string fan fret. That was a really awkward position to hold.
Dude, I would love more companies who did like 7-string stuff like that. If they did like the 7-string and the 8-string, if they did like the inline headstocks, like you know what I mean, like how like LTD or Jackson has like the cool like killer pointy headstocks, but the Jackson like 4x4 or 4x3 like 7-string or 8-string headstocks are just like that weird ugly arrow shape.
Yeah,
I can't stand it, dude. But the V that I have though, that headstock I really think looks good on like a 7-string. Because it's not like
it's the 4x3.
It's like it kind of looks like the way the Schecter headstock looks in a way, but a little bit different, a little bit more pointier. It goes like
this bastard gave me so much shit for liking all the pointy guitars.
Yeah,
and like every time I'm like, dude, I need a King V or something like that. Somebody's like, too pointy, too pointy, and now he's got a 7-string V. Like,
look, man, if I could get the Gibson 7-string V that they put out a few years back, I would love it. It has the 707 and the 817, I think, combo with it. Well, forget the V. I want the Explorer, dude. The Explorers are sick.
Yeah.
So. What's your guys' like your motivation more or less, like in times of like just like writer's block or something? What really picks you guys up and keeps you going?
Why don't you take the lead on this one?
All right. Honestly, what motivates me if I'm in a block is I think about the musician or artist that inspires me most, and I just kind of binge just all of their like works. Like one of my biggest inspirations since high school was Rob Scallon. Like,
Oh yeah,
love that dude. He's insane, and
such an underrated player too, in my opinion as well.
He really is, and I love his style of playing. He's one of my favorite guitarists. Like I love him as a guitarist. He's amazing, and just the way that he plays, it just resonates with me. And I will just kind of just binge his music and like just see what he does and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what, I like that, and I'm like, you know what, I want to do something like that. And I just pick it up and just kind of continue on and everything. Try to get something new working, and I'm pretty excited for tomorrow because I'm actually getting one of his signatures. I'm so excited for that.
It's the 6-string, right?
Yeah, it's the 6-string Chapman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because I know that recently he signed with Schecter. He's not with Chapman anymore.
Chapman, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you keep up with them or not, but are they still around? Do they still make guitars and stuff?
I think so. When I was at Guitar Center the other day, I found a lot of them there. Like,
yeah.
I actually did. Like, just a lot of them. Like, more than I've ever seen before. So I don't know where they're coming from.
Reba's, like, Telly style guitars that came from Chapman are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've played a few of them. I played a few baritone Chapmans that are pretty awesome. I also played a 7-string Ghost Fret Explorer from them.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I played the 6-string the other day. That one's pretty nice.
They the one thing that gets me with them is they sit a tad bit weird.
They do.
They sit a tad bit weirder than the Gibson or the Schecter E1s.
Yeah,
which I'm a little biased. I love the way any Explorer looks.
Yeah,
but
it's just like sitting down and playing it. I feel like that guitar is more comfortable standing and playing, if anything, because when it sits, it's kind of like lopsided.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I found that signature there, I was like, I got to pick this up. The guitar that I'm using now is a Fernandez.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. 90s Fernandez special edition. I think it's an LE one. I can't remember because I've been trying to find that exact guitar forever. Like just searching on the internet, like what is this guitar? That's the closest I've come to, and I really like it. Biggest problem I have with it is that it has a lot of feedback issues, but I can just work that out. But otherwise, like that was actually my first electric guitar.
How much you think you bought it for?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say $350.
$350.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
This one, I don't really know because this one has luck when it comes to getting used gear. Didn't you like get a Dean acoustic bass for like $30 or like $50?
$7.
Even better. I never will forget when he brought it over. He was like, "Hey guys, check this out." And we were like, this is like a $400 bass, and he's like, yeah, I got it for $7 at Carm.
Technically, I didn't get it for anything because my friend bought it for me. So technically, I got it for free.
I'll give you a hint. It's a better deal than the Dean.
Yeah.
$10.
That's a worse deal.
It's a better deal. He said $7.
Oh, yeah.
Like the $2 bill.
Yeah, I got it for $5.
That's insane.
God.
Yeah.
I remember over the summer, I wanted to test out Harley Benton guitars and see how they
I've wanted to do that.
They're fantastic.
That's good to know.
I was looking on the website and I was like, I want an Explorer. So I bought one of the white Explorers that they have. And I was like not expecting it. I thought it was just passive pickups. It was something cheap overseas. Because I knew their amps were good. So I had decently high hopes. Well, I got it, brought it to the house, and he came over and pulled out of that package. That was possibly one of the best guitars I've ever played.
Out of the box, shipped from Germany. It was almost in tune.
In tune.
Almost
set
fully in tune. It had it was also like a set of nines.
Yeah, it had
but
thinner strings.
Harley Benton, and the whole problem with like today's world and like guitar making, the prices keep going up. Obviously, literally that's why everybody loves like smaller brands. Like, not saying that Epiphone is a smaller brand.
No,
not
but
the
like
slightest.
people will. That's why I'd rather choose an Epiphone over a Gibson half the time, or a Squire over a full-on Fender. But the thing is, if you get certain guitars, you're getting what you pay for now. Because you got companies like Woodwright coming out. Schecter has been doing fantastic. Recently.
Been a Schecter since the day I picked up an instrument.
the thing
one, no. I said not a bad one.
Yeah,
I think they're cool. It's just I like very certain guitars. Like I'm thinking about getting into the aluminum neck guitar game. I thought about making a custom Explorer with a baritone neck and just keeping it in like A standard, like all the time. Get some yob tones out of it. But what is y'all's like dream rig? Like whether it be drums, guitar.
Well, I'm getting mine tomorrow. So, here, you haven't talked in a second.
Well, I pretty much have my dream rig.
Yeah.
Besides some more cymbals, I want to go full Zildjian.
Okay.
Because the cymbals that came with this,
awful.
Cheap.
How about the deal you found on it?
Oh yeah.
So that's like, just for the shells alone, I found on Guitar Center used for like $600.
And that's insane, dude. Because like $600 is a really good deal for that. That set.
I didn't pay that though. I got that on Marketplace.
Really?
Guess how much I got it for?
How much?
$150.
That's
damn.
Yeah.
Entire set.
Entire set. Cymbals and all.
Insane. And what's crazy is you'll pay $150 for one cymbal.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. Yeah, when I was still in a band, and we go to Guitar Center to look at new gear. It's ridiculous how much drum heads. Cymbals though are ridiculous.
You could pay about $400 or $500 for a really good ride cymbal.
Literally,
it's insane.
Yeah, but
you
get
buy
what you
a
pay
good
for,
guitar
though. Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
like for
you
one cymbal,
could buy
you can get a good quality
several
guitar.
project guitars
Oh, yeah.
for $500. Well, we say that, but you really can't anymore if you think about it. Like, because even the Squire, the Ibanez Geos, they went from this to this much.
Yeah, a good Ibanez Geo, those things are about $300-$400 now.
I think the cheapest one that I seen was like $250 last time. But
isn't that the point of them though? To be
bottom of the barrel like starter guitars.
I've seen. I don't know what's going on with Ibanez or anything like that recently, because I've seen a few of the like lower like tier ones come with like DiMarzio pickups, which that would explain like the cost going up a little bit more. Because I love DiMarzio personally, which that's the first pickups that we ever really used when we all played together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just the way the prices of things are now is ridiculous. But if you want a good instrument, you're going to have to work yourself to the bone.
You have to get it for it.
Yeah. And I think with drums are like the most expensive
Literally.
instrument.
That's why
so much that goes into them.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to find drummers now, is because
Literally.
nobody wants to pay for a decent drum kit because it's just so through the roof.
If you buy everything brand new, you're looking at a good like $2,000 or $3,000 for
easy.
a decent kit.
Easy.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just tough for like, and that's something else I want to ask. What do y'all have to say to like the younger generation coming up wanting to learn and get into music? Because I mean, when we were coming up, there wasn't really anybody wanting to play. I mean, there was like a few guys in our high school that played but never really got anywhere. But it's like, what do y'all have to say to the younger generation who struggles to get into it?
And that their goal is to make a name for themselves, not just to play casually.
Just go for it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Balls to the walls. All in. Go for it.
Perfect.
Honestly, yeah. I would say I mean, for me, I look a lot at like Kurt Cobain's interviews.
Yeah.
That was my inspiration in high school. I've had many others before him, but that's the one specifically for guitar.
Yeah.
When I look at Cobain, I see someone that's poor. I see someone that lived in the boonies. They didn't have much around them.
Yeah.
There's no location to go play. There's no venues. There's no nothing. And that resonated with me. And as you know, Maynardville, this place doesn't have anything to offer.
And it's not even just Maynardville now. There's so many venues closing in Knoxville and stuff like that. I mean,
once they closed down the Brickyard, I knew things were going to start going downhill.
When the Brickyard closed, that was a shocker to me.
Yeah. I mean, they stopped doing shows. It was all 18 up or 21 up shows. And
that limits your audience.
They didn't realize that there was a lot of younger people going to these shows wanting to get into it, and then they just stop. And now the closest place to go is like that Remedy coffee shop that all these new hardcore bands are going to recently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just wild.
I say for people that want to get into it, just don't give up on it. If it's something you're passionate about and you love, don't stop it. Music makes me happy. I had a lot of hobbies when I was growing up, a lot of stuff I wanted to get into, and I gave up on every single one of them. But when I picked a guitar up, I didn't give up on it. And I think one of the things that made me keep playing was my dad.
Yeah.
Cobain started me, but my dad's the one that motivated me to play. I mean, with all of us, as every time he'd come over, it was support nonstop, constantly.
He was like our first supporter.
Yeah. Your dad was probably one of the greatest old heads in music that I knew. And personally, I feel like every kid growing up into this, trying to get into the scene, should have somebody like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, there's a bunch of people they'll act like they want you to succeed in what you want to do, especially in this field. But
once you start taking it serious, their support falls through. Yeah, never fails. I'm in the same boat. My dad was a big one for me. He tried to get me to play starting in elementary school, and I was like, man, he bought me a little Les Paul Jr. And I just got an Xbox One, and so he bought me like the Rocksmith game where you plug the actual guitar into the Xbox. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is boring. And then I'm sitting in the house over quarantine, nothing to do. I'm like, I still got that Les Paul Jr. in my closet. Hold on a minute. Broke it out, started playing a little bit more casual again, and he's like, you should have listened to me. You should have started sooner. And then I went full force with it. He got me my first amp, Boss Katana 50 watt. Had that for the longest time.
I hate those amps so bad now.
I still use a Boss Katana.
Once I finally saved up and got myself like a cab and a head.
Yeah.
Which I have heard that the Boss heads are good. But, I mean, I'm an orange guy through and through. I really always will orange. Be. I love orange.
I can respect that.
Especially the Super Crush 100. It's modeled after the Rocker Verb, and it's you're not spending like both your kidneys to get one.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about it. But I'll say it like I said before, if you're wanting something really good, which Orange is known for making killer stuff. I mean, Randall is too, Marshall is as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they're pretty good stuff. It's good stuff. I mean, there's a reason all these bigger dudes play these things. But it's just it's the sound is hard to. Your sound is what you make it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have the most expensive guitar in the world and just have like the cheapest amps.
Sound like ass.
Literally.
That reminds me, that's another way to start music is stand out.
Literally.
That's probably my best advice is to stand out. Be weird.
Be different.
Be weird with it. Just do whatever. Make sounds with it. If it doesn't sound good, make it sound good. Keep practicing.
And something
that's a big one. Keep practicing.
Keep practicing
Literally.
regularly.
That was my killer for a while. I didn't have that good of like a practice area. Like I couldn't really do much. And then after a while, I finally got everything situated where I'm like, oh man, I have time. I can do this now.
Yeah.
And that's when everything just shot up. I went from barely being able to play Smoke on the Water to now playing basically whatever I could think of and whenever I really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finding motivations,
Yeah.
finding your idols, your inspirations. Something that really helped me was picking an artist that I really looked at with, like, they were the almighty magnum opus artist for me. Mine was Sinister Gates. Saw Sinister Gates, the way he played, his style of solos, like it's controlled chaos. Like, I want to do that. Like, find that, and then as you keep going, don't stick with the one. Find more guitarists or bassists or drummers that you like, and just base it off of that. Like, oh, I'm going to combine bits and pieces from this and this and make it one.
Yep.
And make it mine.
It's easy to learn today with today's time. Unlike the 80s or
Literally,
the 90s
dude.
or before even.
Marty Shorts, man. Marty
Shorts.
Shorts.
Respect.
Marty Shorts and Rob Scallon. I mean, Jared Dines even.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout out to
he-
Marty Schwartz and Songster, bro.
Yeah, literally Songster, man.
Songster and
Yeah.
Ultimate Guitar, man.
Yeah, dude, Songster was my saving grace.
Me
man.
too.
Like,
I think everyone in this room has probably watched a Marty Schwartz video.
yeah,
God,
Oh,
100%.
what? Hey guys, Marty Schwartz here. It's like
He started me out. I watched his entire playlist of like Nirvana music.
he.
That was for me. That's what got me started. I learned the entire Nevermind album in like
That's insane,
half a night.
dude. He's how I learned a lot of Pink Floyd. That's
Yeah.
what I loved about him. AC/DC, obviously, like. So speaking of those bands, what's a record that has inspired y'all? Like we've talked, obviously your artist can inspire you, but what's the record?
Well,
That
go down
gets
the line
y'all.
from Tyler.
What is the record that has got y'all? Each of y'all's opinion on what record inspired individually by all of y'all.
Well, drum wise, I would say any Deftones record.
I got you.
I'm starting to base my drums heavily off of those drums
Mm.
because they're just so groovy.
Yeah.
It's just hard because not a lot of their songs are in 4/4, and I can't play any other time signature besides 4/4 yet. It's just so weird.
I know what you mean.
Guitar wise, absolutely Rob Scallon, but music wise in general, the self-titled Gorillaz album.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I will say you've improved a lot with drums. So
Yeah.
don't discredit yourself.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Do not discredit
You've come
yourself.
far.
You were gone for a while, but you picked it back up.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a difference. But for me, artist wise and album wise, I mean, I've already said Kurt Cobain. That was a big one. But I've had many people before Kurt Cobain. In middle school, I was really big into the Beatles. And what I liked about them and what I still like about them is just the idea to stand out. Just go with the flow, kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Weird sounds, just be creative.
Yeah.
There's so many albums that are really inspirational. I think one of my favorites, like out of the rock genre right now, is probably Alice in Chains' Dirt.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a huge one for me.
Yeah.
That
Alice in
I
Chains
love
is
that
sick,
album.
man.
Beautiful record.
I love that album. Anything from the alternative and grunge scene is very inspirational
Yeah.
for me. But I would say like between In Utero from Nirvana and Dirt from Alice in Chains.
That's a really good one. Those all 4 of those are really good.
You can tell that I like In Utero.
And with that, they're like 2 titans of grunge, but they're also like on different sides of the spectrum.
Yes.
Completely different
side
spectrum.
of album
Different
spectrum.
vocals, different guitar, different tone,
different every
everything.
way,
Personally,
but together at the same
Yes.
time.
To me, the best grunge bands or grunge alternative, whatever you want to call it, my favorites Alice in Chains is obviously one of my favorite bands of all time. Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
I feel like
Absolutely.
Soundgarden or
Yes.
anything that Chris Cornell was a part of, God rest his soul, the dude was fantastic. Lane Staley was amazing. It's just like those artists basically formed what we have today. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this stuff.
There's plenty of other bands too that are a lot smaller that are very inspirational. Recently, I found them years ago, but I think it's a band in New York called The Rote, and they're really good. They're a new grunge band, and they're very interesting. I really like their vocalist, and I really like their drummer, their current drummer. I think they've been between like 3 different drummers so far, but they are really good. I'm pretty sure Josh showed them to me, if I remember correctly, because they had a different name, and then they changed their name.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find their music for at least like 2 years. Yeah. So I couldn't find them on Spotify anymore. Their name was different. And then I just was scrolling through YouTube, and I saw that they uploaded their first music video.
Sick.
But they're a great band, great local band. So any support for them.
You heard it.
I really enjoyed The Road. They're really good. They're on Spotify, and I think they're on SoundCloud too.
There's a obviously, with everybody who knows me as literally the doom guy. I love anything like that, death metal, anything heavy I like. But there's a band recently, and I really wouldn't know what to consider them, but they're called Error in the System, I believe.
I've heard of them.
I think they're from Sevierville, and personally, I like them a lot. I like the vibe they got. I think they're another one of those bands that really need support. But that's something else that we'll talk about as well. But like local bands, it's people were always like talking like, oh well, nobody ever plays anymore. Well, the problem is people are going to play what they want to play.
Yeah.
And personally, if you're just going to play something to get shows, I'm not the one to call people posers because I'm not into that elitist bull crap or whatever. But I mean, you're a poser if you're going to play something that you don't enjoy just to get shows.
Yeah, like I'll play from your heart, because if you try to just do something to get popular, then it's always going to be a show, and everybody can tell that you're putting on a front just because you want to be known and put out there. Like if it were me, if it means playing like hardcore or slam just to get popular and get noticed, I'm not going to do it. If I'm going to sit in the back and keep playing my metalcore and my thrash and new metal, if that just because it makes me happy.
And that's not even like dogging on those genres. I mean, there's plenty of hardcore bands and slam bands that are, I mean, and not even that. I mean, there was a band called Melee. I don't think they're a band anymore. I think most of the members converted to Shogun now, which I mean, they're insane now. They're massive.
They're huge.
A local band from Louisville, Gates to Hell, they're fantastic. They're signed to, I think, Nuclear Blast or Metal Blade now,
I think it's
which is insane.
It's crazy to think that some of these bands that you see at the very bottom of a flyer that didn't even have their logo up there yet, just like, oh, this band's also opening too, like, are now massive signed. They're like signed bands with multiple albums under their belt. And like that's something that really motivates me, is seeing that, and like seeing a lot of these bands' humble beginnings.
Yes.
Some of the look, man, I'll tell you right now, Sun Mantra is fantastic. I mean, they're one of my favorite doom acts. Dybbuk, that's another good band. Quiescent Mantis is fantastic. I mean, Death Thrash.
That's something.
Those guys, and I'm not even trying to like
meat ride,
literally, but they're great. Chris Trainer, Jordan McKenzie, and Johnny. I forget Johnny's last name, but not only are they amazing people, but they're killer musicians.
Insanely talented.
Jordan's bass playing and his vocals, his cleans especially, are awesome.
Everything he does, that band is the only word I can use to describe them as primal.
Yeah.
They literally have a song, Primal Form of Aggression. But you hear, no matter who you are, whether you grew up listening to metal or metal and rock and stuff, but if you even just somebody who's never been exposed to that, you play some Quiescent Mantis and everybody's gonna be like, dang, this is good. I've been to several of their shows, and the first show I went to was for their video for Primal Form of Aggression. And first time I met those boys, I was wearing a cut off Metallica Ride the Lightning shirt, and somebody in a pit grabbed me and fell, and it ripped. And it's been a running joke.
That was literally one of the greatest pits I've ever been in. And that was like the first show I got back after I broke my leg.
Like just out of proportion and awesome they are. Like me and Tyler thought of a name and we loved it. Gabe didn't like it, but we wanted to name our band Roadhead.
that's awesome. I love that
insane.
name. I love those bands with just these outlandish names.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sets them out from a lot of people.
There's one. This is my first show I went to at Tyson Skate Park. I don't know if you all know where that is.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of people play like new soft music there, kind of like indie.
The Midwest.
Yeah,
emo
I
style
like some
stuff.
indie music. Some of it's nice. It has, a good vibe to it. But East Valley Rifle Monks. That was a very confusing.
I love that. Man.
That's awesome.
East Valley
their
Rifle
opening
Monks.
song for the show when I walked in, I came late to the show. We couldn't find parking. And all I hear in the distance, like blaring, is the King of the Hill theme.
That's sick.
But it was a metal version of the King of the Hill theme. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. There was like a lot of grit and distortion in it. Yeah. And that was my first take on local Knoxville music was East Valley Rifle Monks. I don't know if they still play, but shout out to their drummer. He's really insane. He's great.
All right. I have a vote. We need to make skate parks new metal again.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
Like we need some more Fred Durst, some Jonathan Davises out there. I don't care if I gotta get the soul patch and just dye this black. I'll do it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, we have a few more questions and then we'll end the interview. So, to our knowledge, y'all haven't played y'all's first show before.
No. Yeah. That's right.
We've played at the house, at my grandma's garage, but we've never had an actual venue.
Well, with that being said, I highly recommend if you're wanting to try to really show people what y'all can do, you need to get in contact with Matthew Phelan or Chris Trainer. Because if I don't know how it would go about, but Chris Trainer has, for the past 2 years, he has been putting on a local festival called Metal Chaos, which that's where Once More Again first played when I was in it. And I feel like y'all could do it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, y'all would be a little bit different for them. There's 2 Doom bands on there right now and psych bands, which is Sun Mantra and Dybbuk. But I really feel like
keep it different.
Yeah.
You have diversity.
Stay unique, stay weird. Stay weird. Stay weird.
I want to see you guys play live. I need to see it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a process that we really want to get to. I suggest meeting people too. And
I agree.
Talk to people.
Make connections.
You see a dude walk around with tattoos, ask him about music. I did that at work. I found 2 people that do booking because of that.
Literally.
Just because all I did was compliment a tattoo, and then that gave me an outreach to 2 different people that do booking.
Another person that has really connected us with a few people, our co-writer for our reviews, Jackson Epperson. He's from Chattanooga or around that area, and he always talks about the scene in Chattanooga. Y'all need to try to get some shows anywhere.
Yeah.
Whether it be in Tennessee or anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be awesome. But we thank you guys for having us. We really do. We appreciate you all for welcoming us to have this interview. We can't wait to see where y'all go. And we can't wait to hear a little bit of music here in a bit.